What's up guys, and welcome back to WBC Builds, and welcome to part 2 of my Haunted Mansion tutorial series. So in part 1 we built the ground floor and all the interior that goes along with that, so check that out if you haven't already seen it. In this one we're going to be building the first floor, the roof for the back of the building, and the tower. Now we're going to get started today with the porch roof, so we're going to jump into that in a second. But on screen now you can see all the materials for this phase only. So if you missed anything from part 1 then please go back and check out the materials for that. But also part 3 will have its own materials list. Now without further ado, let's get straight into the front of this building and start on those porch roofs. Okay, so we're going to come down to the left hand corner and start on the porch roof here. So first things you want to grab out is some sandstone walls and place one on top of all of the stripped birch here. Now on top of those sandstone walls you want to go for 2 birch fences, and this will build you up to the nice height of 3 blocks high off that piece of birch. Now on top of these fences what we want to do is put some upside down birch stairs, but to do that we're going to build across a platform of white concrete that goes around the top of the whole of this porch to build it out to there, and then bring it back against itself 90 degrees that way. Now what you can do is go around and add the upside down birch stairs like I've shown there, and between all of this you want to put some birch fence gates in the gaps. Now on the white concrete go around and add the iron trapdoors in their sort of upper positions on the block, leaving 1 block gap in between each of them. On the corner you can leave the whole corner there exposed. Now in between these, also don't forget to put one across the front like that, but in between these place some polished diorite stairs, you can see there on the corner as well, and this just goes round like so. On top of that place some normal andesite slabs, ignoring the corner like we have there, and carrying that all the way across to the other side, excluding that other iron trapdoor we've got over the front of the building. Behind all of that you want to place down some polished black stone bricks, and this is not including that corner which you build up with a whole slab of andesite, then a full slab on top, and then we're going to put some slabs of polished black stone bricks around the top there. Behind all of this you want to grab out some polished diorite blocks and place that around the back, so you're left with what looks like a slab of diorite above it. On top of these we're going to place down some andesite walls in all the corners, and on top of those we're going to go for the whole motif of the spike again as we've done previously, but in between that you want to place in some iron fences. So like I said, on top of these walls place some nether brick fences, and then some more iron fence on top of that. What we're going to do next is get out some different mixtures of stone bricks and mossy stone bricks, and a bit of andesite, and place in a nice sort of textured flat roof here, so it looks like it's got a bit of damp on it, looks like it's been worn a little bit over time, and that sits 1 block above what we've got for the actual layer of the house, as you can see there. So we're going to move on over to the right hand side, and it's pretty much rinse and repeat, but flip over to the other side. So let's go through it one more time. So you've got your sandstone walls on the stripped birch like so, and on top of those you want to add 2 birch fences. Now we're going to put round the upside down birch stairs underneath all of this white concrete again, so bring that round and bring it back on itself 90 degrees as we did on the other side. Upside down birch stairs in there, and then in between all of this fill it up with some birch fence gates for that little bit of extra detail on there. Now around the white concrete we're going to go through and add the iron trapdoors in their upper position. You can see I've added one there on the main tower again, and we're leaving 1 block in between each of these to fill up with some polished diorite stairs there upside down. Around the top of all of this you want to go for some andesite slabs, and this just gives you a nice little finish there. So behind that you want to add in your polished black stone bricks all the way around, but ignoring the corner again where you place a whole block of andesite with a slab on top to meet the rest of these black stone brick slabs as we go on around. Behind all of this you want to place in your polished diorite blocks, and that gives you a nice little finish again. Going to go around and add the spikes on here with the iron fences in between all of them. Just fill that up, there's no need to count it in. And then we need to go 1 on top of here with all of the nether brick fences, and then you've got your iron fence on top of that for a nice spike. As we did with the other side, just going to put a random textured roof in here of andesite, a bit of stone bricks and mossy stone bricks as well. Just gives you that nice sort of flat roof look to it. So after this, we're going to move on down to the actual front door porch. You can see here, that's what these two porches look like. They've kind of got a sort of mansardy look about them. That's what I wanted to go with these, to sort of replicate what we've got on the main roof. So like I said, we're going to jump on now into doing the same thing here with the front door. So you want to go for nice sandstone walls there, and we're going to build up 2 and then 1 more on top of that to make it 3 for the actual pillars that support this porch. On top of that, we want to go for some white concrete, build it out 2 blocks from the edge of the building, and then build that across the front like so, after putting some upside down diorite stairs on the corners to match what we've got going on with the other roof. In between here, what you want to do is put some upside down diorite stairs again, but bring the end ones back on themselves so they've got that angle. Underneath all of this, you want to go for some more birch fence gates and birch fences. And that's what you've got going on there. We're going to put in the roof now at the top, after putting on some upside down iron trapdoors. Well, in their top positions, they're not really upside down, are they? On top of those, put some normal way up andesite stairs all the way around to form the lip. So we're going to put in some andesite slabs there, build up to 3 blocks high, well 1.5, and then on top of that you place in some andesite walls and fill in the gaps between there and the actual building with black stone bricks again, and then finish off the top like we've done with the other sides of the roof, and hey presto, you've got yourself the porch of the main doorway. And this place is looking great now, so it's time to move on to the other porches in the building. So we're going to carry on the same motif, build up 3 blocks high with the birch fences there all the way around on top of all of the stone walls. Fill in the gaps here with birch fence gates, and on top of that place down some white concrete across the back like so. So you're leaving the front clear of it, but you're filling in the back all the way to the building. So that should be a 3x4 square of white concrete. On the sides of that, you want to go along and place 4 andesite stairs up the right way, and that should bring out all the way to the front of the porch. Now in that gap in between there, place in 2 blocks of andesite and then some more stairs up the correct way. Finish off that front bit there with some andesite slabs. Now we've got a little bit of a funky thing going on here with some stairs and upside down stairs, and then some more andesite stairs on top of that. What you want to go through here now is fill in the rest of this area with blackstone stair bricks, or brick stairs, I can never say it correctly, and then do the other side as well. We're going to come back around the front and fill in a little gap that's been left there with some white concrete so it looks a bit better, looks a bit more finished. You can see it in there, and it gives you a clearer picture of what those stairs look like. Remember guys, pause this video whenever you want in order to make sure you're following along at home. I know we're going through pretty quickly, but that's because I didn't want to make this a 5-hour long block to block sort of tutorial. I wanted to give you guys something you could watch and go back and see. So what we got going on here is a similar thing again. This time I've put in a bit of a trapdoor there between what will be an upside down stair and another upside down stair. What we are doing here is going across and putting the white concrete layer all the way around the top of that section of the wall that we left in the first part, and filling in the interior wall there with some more brown terracotta. Coming around to the side here, you want to go with your upside down stairs again above the fences, and then 1 back behind it like so. We're going to do the same round here, so 1 up against it there, 1 upside down, and then make a little archway there with another 1, and then come through here and do the same, but put in a trapdoor in between the little gap it leaves there. Okay, so the next part, we want to go around and on the white concrete add a course of polished andesite slabs in a similar fashion to what we did with the iron trapdoors on the front porch, leaving the corners free, and then go back round and place in between all of that some polished andesite stairs. Now coming around to the top here, I want to place down some more sandstone walls on all the corners, do a little thing there in that corner of the bend, and then carry on between here with some birch fence gates just to give it a nice little bit of detail. So we're going to come on now to actually putting in the roof for this section. What you want to do here is go across the back with a layer of stone bricks, just full blocks of those, and bending where you've got the corner that meets back up with the sandstone stairs that we've already got going on there. Make it like a nice little corner there with a couple more bricks, and then carry on what we've got going on with a sort of flat roof design, throwing a bit of andesite in there as well, and these are just slabs, and fill in all of that space in there until you finish off this roof, and then that's this porch done. All we got to do next is come back into the inside of the house and fill up the wall here with some jungle planks and a little mixture of jungle log as well, just to make it look a bit nicer. But that is the porches done. So it's time now to jump in and fill up the actual ceiling for the downstairs. So what I'm doing here is just using smooth sandstone. Now I've gone overkill with it. Using World Edit, I've just filled it all in. If you guys want to place it down by hand without using World Edit, just go over the areas that are exposed where the cornice isn't in the actual room, and you don't have to fill up the whole of this area. There will be a little bit of a gap if you don't, but I do recommend probably doing that to save yourself some sanity. So we're going to go around now and add one extra course of the jungle plank, jungle log sort of mixture around here, and this will form the place where we actually fill in the floor level for the next floor. And I know it's exciting, we're actually going up in the world now. So as we did with the first actual main part, just go around and build up a single layer course. Now when we get to this section here, the actual back of the building is no longer part of the build. We'll put a roof on that in a bit, so please bring this wall across like you can see on screen, including the tower. Make sure you build the tower up one more layer, and what we're going to do here is build across 4 blocks there to meet up the wall. Take out that little corner there so it looks a bit better, and carry this all the way around. We're going to come back and put the windows in on the course above this. This is obviously just for the floor level, so go on round and do that. Now I'm going to fill it in just by using some World Edit trickery to get the dark oak floor in there, but you guys can go through and place it by hand if you wish. I know it's a huge floor area as well. Now when we come to actually doing the staircase, you don't want to fill the staircase in obviously, so what the best way to do is put a line across where the second landing is. You'll see me do that in a second on screen. I'm trying to block it out like that, but put it off across where the second landing is, and you can still got some head height to come back down the stairs. Now, as I did with the first tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do the interior by putting up a floor plan that you guys can download later on as well from the description as a PDF, so you can follow it at home and count the blocks, and that will just be then for this floor as well. But you can see there on screen we've got a good thing going. Talking of this floor, it's time to go around and actually add the walls in for the first floor. So we're going to go around in a similar fashion to what we did in the first video and just leave gaps where the windows need to be. So you can see here we're building out 3 blocks from where a wall would be, leaving a gap of 6 blocks and then building across 3 more blocks again. I'm going to carry on the same sort of fashion around here, so please copy what goes below. So you got the windows down there with the cut sandstone in the corners. We're going to come back through and add in the rest of the window details once we've gone round and done this. The only real difference comes when we come back round to this porch area at the back, and we've got some new windows to add to this floor because it looks a bit better to have a couple more windows up here. So counting in 2 blocks from that edge there, leave a gap of 3 and then count across 4 more blocks, well, all the way up into the corner, sorry. And then we're going to have 4 more blocks out from that side, and there should be a window lining up the one below it underneath in the porchway. What's different about this is we're going to have 4 windows across the top here, where we've only got 3 at the bottom and they aren't placed equally. So you can see there we've got 4 windows across at 2 block centres. Coming around and adding in the same windows for the tower, they're just exactly the same as they are below, and ignoring that back section there because we're going to put the roof on that in a bit. There is no windows along the back of this wall here because that's going to be covered by a roof. Coming across the back here, we're going to put in a window above the doorway and then 2 windows where those existing windows are, and then on that little corner there, put the window on the facing side to us now. It's just going to be 2 blocks wide, and then these bays are exactly the same as they are below, so finish that off and bring it all the way around. The only difference comes here when we come onto this porch facing bit, which we did on the other side, and that is count 3 blocks in from the side, leave 6 blocks and count 3 across again. There is a corner missing. We're going to go back round and fill those in a second, but that is where the windows go on this one. So guys, remember, pause and go back round to make sure you get that 100% correctly. We're going to build the walls up 6 blocks now, all the way up to the top there, and this is just so we can get the window shapes in. You can see I'm going around and adding all of that in as a mixture of jungle planks and also jungle stripped logs again. So the windows here have some cut sandstone 3 blocks up from the other bit of cut sandstone, and that just gives a nice little bit of detail there. So we're going to come on to the main feature piece window now. This is quite a fun one to do, but we're going to come back around and add the details to that in a bit. So you can see here it's going to count up 5 blocks and then add that thing on top. Same again here. So these are the same height as the windows down below as well, so if you're not finding out exactly how many it is, it's 4 blocks in between the cut sandstone sections. The same again here. So we're going to go around and carry on this way. Now these windows are slightly shorter this side, So what happens here is this back section of the house, which we'll come around to in a second, is only 5 blocks high, so count that up, 4 blocks instead of the 5 we put on top. These windows here are only 4 blocks high in total. I'm going to come through and add in some upside down granite stairs in those in a bit, like we've done below. And it's the same for this tower here, so we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4 for the bit of cut sandstone on top of that, so 3 blocks in between the 2 sections of cut sandstone. And again, leave this section here, there is nothing going in there. Come on round, and there is a small window on this side, so leave a 1 block wide window of 3 blocks high there. We'll come back round and detail that in a bit. So it's the same across the back here, build this wall up only 5 blocks high. When we get to this corner here, do the same. It's when you get into the main building it goes back up to being the 6 blocks and matching what we've got below. That may be a little bit complicated, but you'll notice just the way you look at it where that stops and starts. It's not easy to explain that bit. It's quite a complex building, this one. It took me a lot longer to rebuild it and show you guys what to do than I was expecting to. Mainly because I never built it with the intention of showing it out how to be built, so I apologise if it is a little bit complicated. So just go around and add in those corners that I've missed out. You can see there 1 on the left hand side and then 2 on the main little tower bit in the centre there. So we're going to come around and start the main window. So what you want to do is go across those 6 blocks there, placing in upside down smooth sandstone stairs in the corners and the centre with a bit of cut sandstone in the middle. So on top of those cut sandstone bits, it is 3 sandstone walls, and on top of those more cut sandstone, and then in the gaps between the walls and the cut sandstone, upside down smooth sandstone stairs with a little arch of smooth sandstone slabs around the top, and fill up the rest of it insides with trapdoors of birch. Now we're going to come back around and add the window glass in later on. This window here is a similar sort of fashion. I love saying that phrase, and it's more just upside down smooth sandstone stairs with sandstone walls in between, and then we've got a single course of birch trapdoors only on the inside because they're 1 block wide. So coming around to the front facing window now, it's a case of putting cut sandstone in the corner, filling up the centre there with some upside down smooth sandstone stairs. Then it's more cut sandstone in the top corner with an archway of smooth sandstone stairs through there. Instead of an arch above the windows with slabs, we're going to just do a flat plinth, and then in between here you can see the trapdoors going in on the edges of the blocks to form some nice windows like so. Coming round to the left hand side porch area, we're going to do the same window design as we've got opposite over there, and that is just more sandstone walls, birch trapdoors and upside down sandstone stairs. So we're going to come around and do the same again for this window, so in case you guys missed it or it was too fast on the other one, you can see it here a little bit sped up as well, but it is a case of just filling in this window exactly the same as we did on the right hand side. And then the majority of windows around the rest of this building are exactly the same as they would be on their lower course. Now I've done that on purpose just because windows don't tend to change, but you do find that these windows are very much exactly the same. So coming across here, it's just birch trapdoors up the insides to give it that nice lining. You've got between the cut sandstone blocks all of the smooth sandstone stairs upside down again, and it's the case with these rounder bays to do the same again with the sandstone walls on the inside. So all of this is detailed in part 1. So again, if you guys are watching this about watching part 1, I don't know what you're doing, but yeah, make sure you do watch part 1 because it gives a proper detailed explanation of how to build the ground floor and also these windows that I won't be going through again now, just through sheer speed of the video. Coming around to the side here, you can see we're going to start on these windows above this porch area. So these windows in here are 4 blocks high with trapdoors inside, then you've got the upside down smooth sandstone stairs there. These other ones though are only 2 blocks high inside with trapdoors, and they've got the upside down polished granite stairs there to form a nice little archway, similar to what we've got below on this section of the house. Coming around to the tower section, what we're going to do is put the glass in the walls in this bit because we aren't offsetting that off by 1 block. So it's the upside down smooth sandstone stairs, upside down across the board here, so both top and bottom. And then it's the light grey glass in between all of that again, just to fill that up. so you're not left with a horrible looking hole in here. Now we are going to get the tower roof on today, which is quite good, before we embark on the main roof in part 3. So coming through here, we're going to do the same idea with these windows as we've done on the opposite side of the building, and this actually forms the master bedroom. We'll get onto that in a bit. So coming around here, you can see that little window on the side is exactly the same fashion again. This one here on the left hand side is going to be the same as it is below there, with 4 blocks in between with the trapdoors on there. And now this rounded bay, again, just put in the upside down sandstone there and the same above it. And then we move on to the square bays and it'll be the same again. So there is sandstone walls in between all of that on this rounded bay. So you can see there, I'm just going to put in the upside down sandstone stairs between all of the blocks here. And that just carries on as it would do on below. So after all of this, we're going to go around to the back of the house and put on the roof. It's going to be mainly made out of black stone brick stairs, along with the same details we put around on the front porches. But first of all, we need to go through and actually add a window into the back of the building of the tower, so just put in some glass there. So you can see this flat section we have here. We're going to go around and add a course of white concrete on top of that to be able to form the start of this plinth. But first of all, go around and add some iron trapdoors 100% filled in across the top here. They are placed on their top part, not like I said earlier on upside down, but on their top. And on this we're going to go around and add some more details in. I've just put a piece of white concrete in the corner there. I can't remember the exact reason why I did that, but apparently it happened. So now go around and add a layer of white concrete as just mentioned, and then from this we're going to add some extra details on there, similar to what we've got around the front. So starting back off in this corner over here, go around and place in some upside down andesite stairs, and that just goes all the way around. In between those, you want to place in some iron trapdoors on their top positions again. You can see there in the center where the window is, it's a double block, so we've got 2 iron trapdoors next to each other, and the gap between the andesite stairs is 2. And then go around and add a layer of andesite slabs on that. In the corners, build it up so we've got a full block of andesite in the corner there, and we're going to put on the spikes like we've done on the rest of the build. So andesite walls, and then we've got some never brick fences. Now we're going to go through and actually add the roof in. You can see there I've added a couple of extra blocks to take it up to the edge of the tower. So this is just black stone brick stairs, and then we're going to put in courses of this going across, so you can use the building there to place that course on. Each course we go up, you need to place in some andesite stairs on the corner here, and then this course at the back there carry all the way off to the actual wall, and then bring it back down this way, and we'll go up once more. So when we get to the top level, it's time to put in a complete course of andesite stairs all the way through, as you can see there, bending it on itself at the end to give it a nice little bit of detail. Now it's time to go inside and start putting in the interior walls. So as we did in part 1, I'm going to go around and add a course of stripped dark oak logs all the way around the interior, apart from this wall here. Take it out of there, leave it blank, because the window wouldn't work otherwise. So go around and on top of all of this, build up the wall with some brown terracotta like we've done previously, and that is just how this wall's going to go. As I mentioned earlier on in the video and in the last part, I'm going to be showing you guys the floor plan for the interior. I'm not going to be counting it out here in the video. So guys, download that from the description for the PDF of it, and you can take that away and then count all the blocks out. It's much easier if you guys do that. But first of all, we're going to go around and add in this course of white concrete around that section that I told you only to build up 4 blocks earlier on, and that is why, because we're going to go around and add the roof on in a bit. But you can see here it's going to go around and add in this brown terracotta all the way around the interior here, leaving out the blanks for the windows. So we're going to come back and do these windows later on. Just be glass blocks in there with a little bit of extra detailing around those, stripped birch in fact actually, so I'll show you that in a bit. But here is just the rest of the case again. So let me know in the comments below if you like this way of me doing it, where I show you guys the floor plan for the interiors, because that's to me the easiest way to understand it, because it's a bit clearer and I don't have to sit here and count through all the blocks for you guys. You can take it away and work at your own pace, which is definitely something I would like to do if I was watching a tutorial. The funny thing is, I've actually never watched a tutorial on how to build anything in Minecraft, so all of my stuff that I do tutorial wise is just how I would like to watch a tutorial, if that makes sense. Anyway, so we've now done that, so like I said, it's the time of the video to pause and have a look at the floor plan to make sure you get the correct layout inside here. So join me back, well obviously pause now, download it, do whatever you want, but join me back in here when we get into actually putting in the walls inside here, and we can start on the tower and the other section of roof. Right, with that in place, it's time to go through and add the interior wall section. So we're going to start off here with these windows and fill up this area here with the glass blocks, and then in between those where we've got the sandstone walls, I'm going to put in some stripped birch like I mentioned earlier on. I'm going to come around here and do the rest of the walls as well, so it's exactly the same over on this window, just the other way around. Actually, it's the same way around, but these windows again I have detailed fully when we did the downstairs section. They are just exactly the same. So over here we place in another wall of sandstone and then build up the glass in between those, so you get that sort of pointed section like so. Do the same again over here behind us. This is on the other side of the building facing out towards the east, so fill that up with the stained glass panes there, and we're going to carry on that at the front like so. So we're going to go around and add all the glass in quickly, and then once we've done with that we can go around and start building up all of the walls to the correct height they need to be. So you can see in here we've got a little wall section at the back there that will form the cupboard for the actual main master bedroom. If you want to know what I've done with all of these rooms, then please check out the showcase video me and Jamie did around this building back in Halloween. Show off everything we put in there, all of the furniture and all of the rooms and what they're used for. So you can see there placing in the blocks underneath that archway as well, so you get a nice little bit of detail there. Going to go through and add in some granite walls now. These are 4 blocks high there, and that will form some pillars just to break that room up a little bit. Coming over behind us here, placing 3 granite walls up and then another piece of brown terracotta on top of that, and that will form the sort of pillar for the staircase section. So we're going to go through now and build up all of the walls. So you can see we've left gaps, that's where the doors are going to go. You just want to build up 1 block high there, leave a 2 block high gap above that, so you can get a door in there. We're going to use dark oak doors for all of these. So we're going to go quickly round here and fill up all of this, because this is just, fills it up to the right height of the rest of the wall. You can see where that white concrete is there. I've built up the internal walls to the same height as that, so all the walls around this building are the same height. So make sure you've got that drawn out on the ground using the layout plan, and hopefully it all works. Hopefully, fingers crossed. No, it should do. It's an exact science. I literally draw layouts for my day job, so I kind of wish I knew what I was doing with that. So we're going to go around here. These are all bedrooms on this floor, or you can use them for whatever you want, but like I said, check out that showcase so you know what we've actually done with them in there. So we're going to come around next to put the little banister in for the staircase, and that is just going to be some anvils across the centre there, but I am just filling up this double skinned wall like so. And you can see there we've got the interior done. It's quite a big large sort of hallway section there which you can put some nice details in. There we go, put the 3 anvils in there, and I'm going to go around and sort out some other little bits of details around the building. So we're going to start on now with the other staircase using red nether bricks like we did downstairs. I'm going to go up by 4 blocks high there. We're going to have to remove some of this internal wall we placed in like so, and that is just a case of it's easy to put it in and take it back out again. So once you're 5 blocks up, it's time to put down the landing. I've just been lazy and used the normal stairs up backwards, and then we're going to come around here and build up a couple more like so. So place in a bit more of a wall here so you can get that in, and then behind that place in some more brown terracotta so you can actually place another course of stairs on top of that. So that should go up to 4, and then behind there we want to place in the floor level for the upstairs, and we'll get on to building the upstairs in part 3. So I'm using dark oak there as a way of signifying where the floor level is going to be for the upper section. So we're going to go around now and add in the coving for this building. I'm using dark oak stairs upside down. These are all included in your materials list, and this is what we did downstairs as well. So you can see here I'm just building it up a little corner there around the staircase so you can put in the cornice. In that 2 block wide section there, it is a case of just filling it straight up with the stairs facing each other, and then we've got a nice little horseshoe shape going on around the mouth of the tower there. The rest of the rooms are fairly straightforward. You just build it across those little bays, so you've got a nice square in there, and it's the same for the other room as well. So there's nothing too untoward with any of this. This is exactly the same as we did downstairs as well. Coming through into the other little rooms as well, the master bedroom, there's a small little cupboard. You fill up that with some coving, and then we go around and do the main master bedroom as well with the coving all the way around the room, blocking off that small little entrance hallway. These small little rooms as well do exactly the same, and round the top of the stairway. Coming into the last bedroom here, just going to fill that in, so we've got that 100% finished, and hey presto, that should be all the rooms filled in. So the next stage is to come around and add one more course of the wall material round, so it's jungle planks and stripped jungle logs, and this is going to form the sort of section we put the roof in. So like we did below, we're going to use smooth sandstone there to form the ceiling section, and like I mentioned before, you don't have to fill it up entirely with smooth sandstone. You can just do it on the exposed sections where the cornice isn't, or where the walls aren't. If you're building this in survival, saves you a little bit of material grinding, although the material list is before all of this, so you probably would have already grinded that material out. Yeah, I apologize in advance for that. Still, so carrying on around, you're going to just build this whole floor level in, and then we're going to go in there and just fill that up with some smooth sandstone, as I mentioned, making sure you don't cover up the actual main bit of the stairway, because we don't really want to block that in. You can see here I've just gone around and done it by hand for a little bit, and then I decided to fill it in with Word Edit. So that is the first floor done for the main building. It's time to come around to the tower at the back. So first things first on the tower is to put a course of the actual wall material round where we haven't got the white concrete, and then on top of this we want to go around and add in some upside down andesite stairs on the corners of that new layer we just put round, obviously ignoring that section we can't get to with the white concrete on. Now going to come around and add a square of white concrete across the top of those upside down stairs and the jungle planks, and that's going to carry on across atop the white concrete we already have over there as well, and this will make sense once we put on the roof for that section. On the corners of these, and also with a 1 block gap excluding where the windows go, place upside down polished andesite stairs, so we can now start going around, and then in between those it's a case of putting top section of iron trapdoors. I caught myself out there again, and this will form the details around the top of this tower like we've got with the rest of the roofs around here as well. And with that we can then go through and start adding a bit more detail. On the double section above the windows, place in some polished diorite slabs as opposed to the iron trapdoors. That's just one of those design changes I decided to make, because why not? Now the roof itself is made out of black stone, so we've got slabs going on the corners with a stair, and then the stair turned back on itself where we've got a 2 block gap in between. You can see that going around all the way. So in the between those you want to place in some upside down and also back on itself stairs to form some archways, and these are polished andesite stairs. Behind all of this you want to go back round and place in a bit more white concrete, so we cover that up so you're not left with any other little bits of detail there. So we're going to come through and add the walls in behind all of this to start building up the actual tower. Now we're going to put in 2 block highs of polished black stone walls, and then you can carry on across the top of the white concrete there with another block. In the corners it's time to place in some andesite in a second. We're going to go one more course here of the black stone, so we now have 3 blocks high from the actual base, or 2 blocks above the stairs. Now you can see here I'm going to go around and add in a piece of andesite in the corners, and also in the corners behind the black stone we just put in. And on top of that you want to place in 3 pieces of wall, and then you've got 2 pieces of wall down below, so you start to get yourself a nice mansard shape. Going to come through, and on top of these upside down polished andesite stairs you want to place in some normal andesite stairs placed back to back, and above that across the top of the black stone place in 4 slabs across each section of polished black stone slabs. You can see here the corners are omitted because we're going to go through and add something into those in a bit. Now behind all of this you want to go through again and start adding in a wall 3 blocks high of blackstone, so you're left with pretty much 2.5 blocks showing due to that slab we placed in front. You can see it now going up, and this goes in between the walls so the walls connect in to the blackstone. So we're going to move on now to the upper section of this tower, and we've got a bit more to do. What we want to do next is put a square of andesite round covering the tops of those andesite walls as well, and then filling in the corners here, as you can see, to leave a sort of cross in the middle. Now we're going to put a course of upside down andesite stairs around the edge of this square to flesh it out a little bit more, and this is forming the base of our upper section of this tower. So the next stage is to go around and place some iron trapdoors flat on top of those, and this is just again a little bit of extra detail that when you look at it from the edge it looks rather nice. Now on those corner bits we put in there, place 2 high walls of andesite, and between those fill it up with polished blackstone bricks again, and you get this nice little square on the go, which is about 4x4, and you can see that going up once more again with another course of blackstone polished bricks, and fill that all in completely. And we're going to go around and add another course of andesite stairs upside down, and this is now onto the final bit of this tower, another layer of the iron trapdoors to give it a little bit more detail, and then we're going to go in and place in some some walls to form the spires on the top here. So one in each corner, and then between those you want to go through and add some iron fences. Now on top of these we're going to place in the nether brick stairs, fences, and on top of those the iron fences as well. And hey presto, if you managed to build that from what I was explaining, then well done. There is the tower roof at the back here. We're going to mimic that again for the main tower in the next part. So we're going to come around here and build the roof for this section of the house, and it's a case of putting iron trapdoors along the top of the jungle plank walls, and you can see there it is just like we did for the lower section. So instead of having any gaps in between them, it is just a continuous course of iron trapdoors all the way up to the edge of the tower, and then around the other side of the tower do exactly the same. So on the white concrete we want to go through and add in a course of upside down polished andesite stairs with a block in between them, leaving a block between the edge of the building and the first course of andesite stairs, and then between those some iron trapdoors placed at the top of their respective block for the white concrete. You can see there what I've done in the corner, I've missed a gap, then also put a double stair in the corner as well there, and that just helps with the counting of all of this. You can't really see that corner, so it makes it a little bit better when you go around. Just another one of those little design things. Now when you go around you need to place it in a course of andesite slabs across the top of all of this, and you've got yourself a nice lip in place now. We're going to come down here and place a slab, 4 wide slab of blackstone bricks here, and this is just to cover up this bit here because we've got the tower there, it messes it up slightly. From here we're going to put in the corners of the actual roof. Now I'm using andesite for that, and then we're going to carry on the course of blackstone stairs like we did with the lower roof. On this little section here it's time to fill that in with blackstone slabs again. So you can see there what's going on with this roof now. We just got to build ourselves up. There is going to be a wall opposite here, so that's why there's no sort of stuff on that side just yet. So don't build it as a double hipped roof, it is just a single hipped roof, and you've got to go up quite a few courses as you can see here. So in our next part I'm going to go through building the attic rooms and actually the main roof itself. The mansard roof is quite complex, there's a lot to it. I didn't really want to make it into a 3-part series, but we ended up being that way anyway because there is a lot of details in place there, so please check that out if you want to see how to build the roof. But yeah, apart from that, this is pretty much the end of this section, so we're going to put in the course at the top here of more andesite stairs, and then the final little detail on here, which is the chimney. So grab out some jungle planks here, count in 2 blocks from the end, and then build that up 2 blocks high. Across there place in some polished diorite, and across those some anvils along with polished diorite slabs on the top. So guys, join me in part 3 where we get started on the front of the house with the mansard roof and the tower. But anyway guys, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.